Hello, chat, and welcome to Silent Hill FU. That just sounded horrible. Anyways, we're back playing everyone's favorite game, and of course, we're gonna complete what needs to be completed today, which is, of course, we all know what it is, right, chat? Okay, hold on. Okay, I think we are back. Welcome, chat. Hello to another tab playing a game right now. We'll be back there. All right, Smoke. All right, we are back to everyone's favorite game of the year contender, of course. Silent Hill. Now, I will say, chat. I know what you're probably saying, Hentrap. You're late again. I'm gonna be honest, chat. Today has been a weird day. Like, for what the fuck happened to the hello? Dude, the room did not look like this yesterday. What happened? Oh, brother. What's it called? I have really have just been absolutely just kind of out of it. I don't know what it is about today, but today has been truly a out of it day. I'm hoping to kind of fix that. I've uploaded some stuff. I really want to work on this next video. I want to. I just I don't know. I feel as if I don't know. I feel as if I can't. I don't know why, but of course, you know, no reason to be a Debbie Downer. I am okay. I'm thankfully mentally sane. So I think I'm okay. I don't know. Today was just such a weird day. I got up, I had to go to a doctor's appointment, and as soon as I got home, my body just felt tired. Now, it could be the fact that I did get like maybe four, maybe even 3 hours of sleep. That could be the case why. But I mean, other than that, I've been very much so quiet and calm and really not doing a whole lot. So I've been really, I don't know. Today's just been, I've been tired. Oh my days! It didn't save the fucking Onigamis. Is that what I'm hearing? At? Holy shit! You're over here, but guess what? As soon as I go out, guess what happens? You're gone. Please go back. If you love your life, I'm pressing A. I was just gonna do. The game's fucking with me. And look, now she's gone. Dude, why am I like? What is my graphical issues, dude? I'm sorry. This new age of gaming fucking sucks, dude. Why am I having issues? In like the worst way ever. Trying to play the game, at least can barely even do that without it friggin' looking like a toaster strudel. Game is not optimized at all. Like, I've never had this issue while gaming before. Game, please. Please stop looking like you're... Game, please. So, I want to play your game. Let me play your game, please. Dude, this is atrocious. Do I just need to have it all at low? Because that's where I'm at right now. Because everything else is just not working. Oh, but now all of a sudden it wants to work well. Strange. Really strange, chat. We'll never understand. Now I just need to go over there. I'm gonna wait. Hanako, I feel so bad for you, Hanako. I don't like that your school clothes are getting ripped up, though. Oh, I see the ugly bastard. Oh, I have a... Okay, I still kept... I don't know, oh, I still do have my toolkit. Okay. Maybe it's a good thing that I didn't save them. Okay. Now we're over here. Yeah, you're gonna... Okay. I died? That quickly, huh? Okay. Okay. Spreading whimsical and joy. Dude, game, come on, please. Dude, nothing is even on. No floor. Everything is absolutely, like, not even... dude, what were they cooking when they were making this game? They just said, yeah, dev team... they're like, what? Yeah, analyze it. Please get let me back in. Please let me back in. Bro, why does it get... Is there any... No, view render distance is low. Everything else is... my DLSS is at quality. Everything else... Yeah, no, not anything is going to be on at this point. If this is the world, oh heck no. Oh, his big body self is going that way. Okay. So I'm going to look. Nothing's over here. Okay. But as soon as I go inside, look at that. Strange. Very strange. Dude, not even the detail on the fucking thing is on. That's so sad. And then as soon as I go under, gone again. At least I can kind of direct myself on how I want to play now. I refuse to fucking believe that you can see me. Bro, what? Am I just the worst player ever? Am I just the worst player ever? What do you mean? Dude, I'm trying to kill... Trying to bash some heads in, and it's like, oh no. Because I need to get in that room. I know that there's something in that room that I need. You know, yeah. Go ahead. You have fun. While you're doing that, we're gonna see. Did the teacher do anything to the schoolgirls? Nope, nothing at all. Okay. Okay, so his fat ass is all the way over there. I always despise her. She goes around pretending like she doesn't want to be a girl when she fully knows that she's way much cuter than everyone else. That makes me sick. Anything else maybe over here? Perchance? You know ball. As the kids would say nowadays. He doesn't see me. We're fine. He doesn't see me. We're okay. What I will take is this. And I'll take one of these. Okay, and I've got something for her whack ass right over here. Boom! Yeah, get out of here. A dried carcass. Okay. Now that I'm officially up here. Yeah, no. Hold RT, it'll be more brutal. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm happy to hear that. Alright. Hmm. 2 hits? That's something we can deal with. 2 hits isn't bad. I'm going to have to fight this fat fuck, aren't I? Well. Oh, maybe not. Because maybe I can go back to the girls' locker room. Because of the note? Where's the gardening bed? Actually, you know what? That is a good question. Where is the gardening bed? It's not over here. Oh, am I at it? This is not a friggin' garden. Oh, it is a garden. No, it's not. Maybe the key's over here? Yeah, welcome, Swamp. No, of course it's not over here. Where's the garden? Dude was saying, oh, yeah. He takes care of the plants. You know what I don't see? The friggin' plants. No, I died a few times. While trying to understand this, what exactly they have me trying to look for. It seems like they want me to go to the garden, but the garden inherently doesn't exist. From what I'm looking, not only on here, but also the map. Never mind. Oh. Oh, I've never gone over here before. This is a first. I'm mad close to the key. That's what I'm thinking. It's in that area, isn't it? That's what I was thinking. Because it says the garden. Don't piss me off. Is he really? Bro. Running away. Check the blue bushes. Oh. There's no way his fat ass can get through here, right? He can? Oh. Ooh. Yep, alright. Run, Hanako, run. Run, Hanako, run. Run, Hanako, run. I don't care. Run, Hanako, run. 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 Yay, Gaio! Mother. Hanako, can you please get your black? Thank you. I saw your, We're kidding, right? Guys. Guys. I'm just like you guys, okay? I'm a schoolgirl. I'm 16. And on top of that, I'm in love, and my gym teacher's in love with me. It's the other building, isn't it? So I'll show the fucking Renku get to go over there and sit around and say fucking kumbaya all over there. My ass is dealing with this. I'm dealing with the fuckers of the demon realm. I spelled out Hanako by accident. I was supposed to say Hinako. So I was trying to replace the I, but boy, was I wrong. I'm supposed to say Hinako, not Hanako. Yep, thank you. Thank you. Alright, which one of you are gonna give me the scare? Not you. This puzzle's pretty easy apart from the okay. Did what? Okay. Well, we know the principal. The vice principal. That piano thing never happened in your game. Are you serious? I've got the debug version, guys. They know it's installed on my PC. Are you serious? I sat here behind me was Rinko. She used to give me the right answers. Oh no. Okay, unenveloped. Hanako isn't coming. I'm sorry for lying to you, but I thought that I needed to get you alone to find out how you truly feel. Look into your heart and try opening this box with your feelings. Do you remember that day when just the two of us were into that cafe? We talked about how it felt. I felt like we were delinquents when we were supposed to be going to school that day. But do you know what? I didn't care what the other people thought about us because as long as I could spend time with you, that's all I needed. We both ordered the same cake that day. I can still remember how my heart almost burst out of my chest at the moments the same words flowed from those lips. The sweet and tart on the cake, the taste still lingers in my mouth like it was yesterday. Do you still remember that taste too? What do you mean? I'm hearing you, but what do you mean? Oh. Okay. So, oh boy. Hold on. Pineapple. Sashimi. Hold on. Apple. Hold on. Eggplant. Which one is it? Maybe it's the corresponding. She should just disappear. I hope someone kills her or abducts her. I don't care. Just whatever gets Hanukkah out of my life once and for all. Is that a Renko? Yeah, Renko does not like you. Surprise, surprise. She pushed you down the fucking stairs, I think. She sat here, still the best partner, right? Oh. Oh. Okay, so let's see here. Cause I almost. Let's see. Oh, wait, hold on. Hanukkah's in the get. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm missing something then. Okay. Look into your heart and try opening the box with your true feelings. Do you remember the day that it was just the two of us? We were supposed to talk. Cake! So the first thing's cake. Cake. Okay. Do you know what people said? I didn't care as long as we. Okay. I can still remember how my heart burst out of my chest the moment the lips were the same words flowed from my lips. The sweet and tart fruit on the cake. Okay, hold on. Tart. That's orange. Tart's an orange. Okay. We're missing one story. Anything? No? Okay. That's a bird. A tart cake. Let's look at these clothes. Hanukkah's coming. I'm sorry for lying to you, but I really needed to get. I really needed to get alone. Needed to get you alone to find out how you truly feel. Look into your heart and try opening the box with your true feelings. Do you remember the day that we went, just the two of us, to that cafe? We talked about how it felt like we were delinquent since that day we were supposed to go to school. Figuring out the first part of this box. Oh, really? But you know what? I didn't care what the other people thought about us. As long as I could spend time with you, that's all I needed. We both ordered that same cake. The sweet and tart on the tart fruit on the cake. Sweet and tart. All right, Spunk. I'll see you in a second. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so here's my problem. We're missing a note, but I don't know where that note is. Hmm. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's see here. It's 2:15. Hmm. Let's see here. And what was it before? The other thing? She's like, no, you can't let him. There's a custom that's set to get rid of all of your worries like magic. You write grievances that you can't tell anyone on the paper, fold it into origami, then throw it to where no one else can find. Okay, interesting. All right, it's not here. Oh my goodness. What if it's just a tart cake? You know what? What if I have to make a cake? What the ingredients? No, that's pie. Okay. Okay. This entire. You know, I'm trying to think. I think that's what it is. I think I'm just tired. For a second, and then. Oh, hold on. Give me 1 second. Chat. Give me 1 second. All right, chat, we're back. Let's hear. It's 2:13. Ooh, a music sheet. Ooh. Open your heart. Okay. What's this? 3, 6, 9, 12 students? Okay. Hold on, that's silver. I don't know why, chat. I just had like a thought like this is like the American flag. Hell yeah, brother. Oh my gosh. Chat. Hold on. Either my brain is generally just um um chat. I'm not gonna lie. It might be cooked. Chat. I might be cooked. Like I said, today's been a day. Um Chat. Hold on. Chat. Am I cooked? I don't like chat. Like I said, today has been a day. Chat. I'm gonna be honest. My fellow Americans, we are absolutely cooked. Chat, we might be cooked. Okay, so if she gave you the right answers, that means she might have the answers. Um. Okay, chat. Holy crap! Oh my god, chat. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on. Uh. Holy. Chat, I'm for sure going to bed as soon as I hit this bed. Chat. Chat. I promise I'm not. I promise I'm not like. What's it called? Going through the motions or like having issues. I'm just naturally tired. And you know what? I think what's really making it worse is the fact that I slept earlier, but it wasn't a lot. You know. That's not my body's like, oh no, you better go to sleep. And it's like, oh heck no. I promise I will take a nap after I'm done. Yeah, since I don't have the last thing, I'm gonna have to look this up. I don't like doing that, but time is going and I gotta end at an hour. Oh my god. It is taking me everything in the world to stay up right now, chat. I don't know what it is. What matters is that, I guess what, chat? I did it. Alright. We're gonna look into this myself, chat. What? This cannot be real. Is this real? It's that thing? Why? The fruit. It's a fruit cake, Warren Trap. A fruit cake. So you do remember what makes me feel so. By the way, are you over Hanukkah now? I apologize if I sound butt, but I want to make it clear that girl is dead. What? I know you're going through a rough time right now, and you must be in so much pain. But you know I can be there for you, or would you rather go through it yourself? I can still picture us slowly on unfolding the pictures of our hearts, talking about all the small little mundane things of our life. What the hell is Hanako's problem, man? What? No, what's Ronko's issue, man? What did she have? What did she do? By filling up one journal after another with our thoughts, and then we can make a fresh start. Blink upon. Okay. Journals. Okay. I'm glad that you're trying to stay positive and remember I'll always be here for you if you need anything. You know you're not the only one who's sad because Hanako's no longer with us. If the two could if the two of you could cuddle together, we could smooth this pain that bites the cold winter. And then surely spring will arrive and welcome us with the sakura in the full bloom and celebrate our union. Can you picture beautifully blooming sakura? Okay, and then it's all trees. It's sakura petals. She's being. It's a freaking bonsai tree. She's talking about sakura trees blooming in the. Hold on. Yeah, the journal. To say positive, and then surely the Shirley string will arrive at full bloom. Ah, flowers. This girl's talking about flowers in general, huh? I'm not crazy. The journal literally says, and surely spring will arrive, welcome us with a sakura in full bloom to celebrate our union. Can you picture the beautiful blooming flowers awaiting us? So they need to be in full bloom. This should be it. I'm not crazy. You know you're not the only one who's sad because Hanako's okay. We can soothe this pain that bites the winter cold. She's actively talking it out. Things. Oh no, things that bring the both of them closer. A pair. What exactly is a pair? Oh, all right. I might be crazy. Yeah, the sakura bloom trees. Am I crazy? Oh, I was wrong. So those all three of those counted, huh? Okay. You're sure I like you. I love you. Always have, and I always will. I'm waiting to hear what you think about me. What?
お姉ちゃんどこ？
お友達は永遠じゃないのよ。彼らだっていつか必ずあなたを裏切る。あなたが裏切り者と呼ばれたように。
お姉ちゃん。
天秤にかける価値があるかどうか。
Whether their worth is justified or not?
しっかりと判断しなさい。
Dang. Fire.
それってどういう？校舎内まで入ってきてる。
Oh, hell no. I think that's what Shu's gonna die. She's like, no, Shu. Tenzin! Tenzin. Oh, wow. Liar, 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 liar. Oh, what the hell? Tenzin! Hey, man. I'm gonna be honest, Tenzin. I woke up so early today. I'm so friggin' tired. TT is the most disgusting person I've ever met. If anyone wants to make my wish come true, her combination is 377. I was one number off. That means the downstairs thing, I was... Oh! I love myself. 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 Get away, 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 get away. Okay. And now there's nothing here. God. Let's go. So Tessa, you gotta tell me, man. I saw that. I saw the enjoyment of the vacation, sir. But I would say, how was stream? I'm not gonna lie, and that is right. That literally just said it's fucking up. Oh, that means. That means there has to be one upstairs, huh? I do want to save. What's it called? This is gonna have to be a short stream, and I hate that I keep doing these short streams. But my body. I guess I'm just really tired today. Just cannot keep up. But I am grateful that at least I'm playing a little bit. I just want to hear what these two idiots have to say. A little Vibeski, FS. So I'm gonna go on the limb. Just finished your thumb. Oh my gosh, is this for Dragon Ball Ginkida Sky? My brethren. Oh, is that shoot? That's the kanji for oh, wow. No Hanako? Oh, crazy. I guess someone's a little jealous. Well, you know what's gonna happen. I'm sorry. You gotta go. Oh, yep, you gotta go. Sorry. And I smacked this woman in her jaw. In her jaw. Back. Welcome, Spunk. You know, I didn't think they were literally talking about fruit that entire time until I looked at the video and I said, oh my god, they're talking about literal fruit. But everything else made sense after that. I was like, what did they mean? Are they like, I didn't know what they were referring to, so I was like, it seems that secret codes with the numbers and symbols is all the crazy says. Yeah, 377. Also, I have the greatest weapon of all time. Actually, I'm going to keep the sledgehammer ready. Oh, hell no. Your favorite's the crowbar? Interesting. Ooh. Oh, 479. Well, we know what the password is. Mr. First Place has got 479. Cruising down on Main Street. I do not know why the magic school bus started getting in my head. Now, I will say, chat, I am going to have to end early because I do have a long day tomorrow. Lag? Oh, we back? Okay. 4, 7. What's the combination? 4, 7. What? 479. Sorry.
なんか違う。
TT's the most disgusting. 377. Who's TT? I feel bad for whoever TT is. Who's TT, man? Oh my goodness. Oh, you can't even go outside anymore, huh? What? Oh. Oh.
キーボックスが開かない。鍵がいる。
377. Going to go off of women and say it's obviously going to be something we're dealing with upstairs. I think that makes the most sense. I think truth be told, it doesn't matter at this point of where upstairs. Oh. Well, what do we have here? Miss 337. Oh, my nose is killing me. Oh, bond. I almost said bondage. What do I gotta do to be VIP? You gotta be in shape a little bit more, Smug. And you gotta be falling for 2 years. So, yeah. When your messages say 999 plus, buddy, you'll be great though. I don't know. I don't think we have a lot of messages left over. We're gonna have to wait for that. We'll pick up. Oh, note to teacher: I'm the Ayumi from the track and field club said she found a key with a key box written on her practice. She still hasn't gotten it back to you. Then she probably left it in her locker. She went to go change. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if because she looked pretty exhausted. Oh. Do I really have to? Just say I'm not getting it, gang. Don't get my hopes up. No. What? I'm not the type to give people hope. No, I'm being serious. All right, if that red thing just started coming through, I would have been pissed off. Am I serious? Are you serious? No, man, I'm not crazy, am I? TT. Go to the locker to open the locker. That's what I'm trying to do, you fool. Serious? Okay. So when they're talking about locker, it's not like they're talking about over here. No, of course not, because the locker... Where's the other locker? You gotta get your hair cut? It probably doesn't it probably doesn't look that bad. Come on, Smoke. I've seen your hair, man. You can read Girl Code, right, Yoshida? Sato got a note from the girls that had written 8-4*4 written on it. It's too long. What do you mean? Do you know what that means? I don't know actually, but we can always figure it out together. It's probably not even that long. You're probably just saying that just cause. Hold on. 41, 51 plus 3, 4. It's 4, so it's 4141. No, 4154 to the 6th power. No, that's 9. So then it would be 415. No, 4160. So it's like 460. So then how the hell? Oh, toolkit. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because they know what's coming up. Uh-oh. Spooky. Ayuma Akazaya 442. And a locker room key. Wow. I'm a tortoise. The bus is calling me out to outside. I didn't get the news that school would be so far away. Bus, the best thing in the world. I love it so much that I made it in my combination. Locker combination?
暗号のメモか。まだまだ子供だな。
4-2 4-2 4-2 4-2 4-2 4-2 42. Okay. This has nothing, no, this has nothing relevance to do, by the way. Are you serious? Hey, man, just chill out. The math equation? Oof. Oof. And 2 hits. Okay. So then, you know, let me head over to the other room that has a key.
キーボックスが開かない。鍵がいる。
It's 42. It's 42, then what? How about stupid? Oh, I wish I could just climb into his locker inside his and drown in smell. Can't believe it's A0I. Oh my god. So it's 1. There's 26 letters. O is 8. Wait, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, I. 7. Brother, what? What are you talking about? His name's... Oh, wait. Hold on. I forgot the Japanese language is a bit different. Tortoise Azakuras? Azakura. Ayo Takahashi. Oh, this is bro right here. Unless it's like Morse or something. 84. I'm just gonna assume 84 times 4. So it's 34. TT. I don't know who TT is, but okay. I could just... Can't believe his combination is the same as his name. Hold on. Is it backwards, maybe? Is it... Hold on. That's so fucking stupid. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's so fucking stupid. I get why it's called A01. Because the A looks like a 4. That's so stupid. I found out Suko's combination. The weird thing is when you convert it to code, it looks like a cry one of those that kids not like do anything. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, you find the other codes based on the other. But where are they exactly? Because it doesn't seem like they're over here. What room key do I have now? Around the school. Oh, got it. Damn. Oh, Sakiko. Shoot. Oh. Damn, Junko. Alright, you know what, chat? Oh, I've been live for that long. Alright, chat. So I normally don't do this. I'm about to blue ball everybody in here. But chat, I'm tired. And it's like I'm abnormally tired. So today, I am going to leave this adventure for tomorrow. I think we could finish the school thing and get like really start pumping this out. I apologize that today's stream was a lot shorter. I normally don't, but like I said, today has been a weird, funky day. But I'm just glad I streamed. Hopefully, you guys all had just a great day, night, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. I will try to be live earlier so I can go to bed earlier because I'm tired. I'm not gonna lie. Excuse me, but with that in mind, chat. Hopefully, you guys all have a great day, night, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. You guys stay safe. Bye, chat. Night.